I asked the CEO of American Airlines about this yesterday, and he said, you know, look, he doesn't think there's any risk, that there's anything people should be worried about. This is a pretty dire statement. Should it be?
Well, it's a question of right now. First, I want to thank every TSA worker, FAA official who is contributing to that margin of safety, and our air traffic controllers. They have stepped up and they're performing. So our aircraft right now, we don't take the aircraft. I don't take an aircraft off the gate unless it's safe and secure, and that hasn't changed today. But there is an immense amount of distraction and pressure and stress on that system, and we're beginning to see it. And it's got our attention, and we're calling on our elected officials. We're not picking sides in this, but we are imploring them to come to a resolution, a collaboration that focuses on the importance of aviation and funds aviation. And then the rest of the business that needs to get done and they're tasked to do can get done. But aviation should be a separate issue. It's too important to our country.
Dennis, walk us through. So if we're sitting on a plane, walk us through what the pilots are doing, you know, sort of as they're in touch with parts of the government through every step of the way, and what specifically you are worried about throughout that process.
Well, it's a crew. Those individuals, those professionals I mentioned, TSA, FAA, and the air traffic controllers, we're all part of a crew. I've got my flight attendants on board, my first officer. So when one of my crew members is distracted or under stress, we know from our training that it can affect performance. I served in the military on through the airlines, and it's the same. That aircraft is flying at near the speed of sound, 6-7 miles above the earth, with many souls on board. So there's very little room for distraction and stress, and if it degrades your performance, it's going to get our attention, and we're obligated to call that out so that it doesn't affect the margin of safety. Right now, the professionals out there are maintaining that, but we're here to tell you that it's under pressure and under stress, and we want that corrected before it becomes a bigger issue.
So we're day 35, it might be 36 now, of the shutdown. You know, the first couple weeks, people sort of said, oh, okay, all right, here we go again. But now we're getting to the point where lots of different parts of the government that touch people's lives, you know, from the FBI to, you know, we talk about the banks and some of the impact there. I mean, there's just this sort of the web, the tentacles, it's spreading. Are you noticing any impact on business yet? I mean, what's happening from the fact that we understand a lot of the TSA agents aren't showing up, and the airlines themselves are now putting a lot of personnel out there to kind of keep things running smoothly?
Sure. Well, from the business perspective, and our pilots at American Airlines, our union APA, watches the business side very much. This is where if our companies thrive, then we're going to thrive. I know Delta just reported a $25 million forecast loss per month on this. Southwest proportional numbers as well, and my company, American, will report going forward. So there's uncertainty out there. It's certainly affecting earnings, and that's important, as you mentioned, those other industries. But when it comes to actual aviation, what's unique about us is it's an unforgiving task and profession. So there's not a whole lot of room for hyperbole and debate when it comes to the cockpit.
You know, but that's actually why, I mean, for there to be a statement this strongly worded, either means the level of risk must be extremely high, or they're using this, you know, as a political moment. So do we travelers have anything to be worried about or not here?
The risk right now, being on an aircraft right now, is safe. That is what we are tasked to ensure. And all the professionals that are out there working are making sure that happens.
Yeah.
But we're calling out that's not going to last forever, because we're seeing it's a symphony out there of safety. And when certain players are pulled off the field or are distracted, you're getting down where the tune is not so fair to the ear. And that's what we're starting to notice now. We're calling out a warning shot saying, look, this has got to be resolved. Aviation should be carved out from this.